Hello, BKFK listeners. Coming up in this episode of By Kids for Kids Storytime, Lexi Lightdancer sneaks into Morgaff's lair to destroy his zombie army.
At once, all the zombies walked with arms outstretched towards their master.
I must blend in,
said Lexi to himself, and raised his arms and followed the zombies into the main chamber.
But Lexi is surprised by what he discovers.
These guys are not the mindless creatures I had expected. These guys aren't so bad. Instead, they seem to have a sense of loyalty to each other. It's like they're friends.
But first, let's see who the superstars are in this episode.
Hi, my name is Omar. I'm 10 years old and I live in Houston, Texas. I love video games and sports.
Hi, my name's Giacomo and I'm 12 years old. I'm from Italy and England and I really like cooking.
My name is Nora and I am 6 years old and I like to play outside. I'm from the USA.
Hi, my name's Aurelia. I'm from Italy and I live in Dubai. I'm 14 years old and I hope you enjoyed this reading.
Well done, kids. You're amazing. By the way, listeners, here's a little extra information about Magimajura. It is an island, as you know, inhabited by weird and wonderful monsters and creatures. And the village they live in is called Snaggleton. That's right. Snotbeard, Snickerfang, Troller, Chucklenugget, and all the rest live in Snaggleton. They are Snaggletonians. Okay, Ruby, let's get on with the story.
The Zombie Rescue Mission. In the village of Snaggleton, in the magical land of Magimajura, the Glugging Gargoyle was buzzing with excitement. Creatures of all kinds had gathered to discuss the recent threat posed by Morgaff Doomweaver. The air was thick with chatter. The crackling fire in the middle of the tavern cast a warm glow over the gathering. Granny Gigglesnort, her eyes twinkling with wisdom and mischief, stood up and addressed the crowd.
My friends, Morgaff is a fearsome necromancer. I fear we cannot defeat him, but his power lies in his army of zombies. If we can weaken his army, we can weaken him. But we must be careful. Morgaff is cunning and dangerous.
Let's band together and attack at once,
cried Sir Chucklenugget.
No! He will see us coming and prepare for us. We need to destroy his zombies without him noticing.
Lexi Lightdancer, the ninja pixie, stood up.
I'll go on this mission. I've been to Morgaff's lair before, and I know the way.
Everyone cheered.
Very good,
said Granny.
but you will need to blend in. You will need a disguise.
Granny cast a spell on Lexi.
Flutter, shimmer, morph and sway. From pixie bright to zombie's way. Wrap in shadows, cloak so deep. Hide in plain sight. Secrets to keep.
With a flick of her wand, Granny Gigglesnort transformed Lexi into a zombie. Lexi looked at himself in a mirror and burst out laughing.
Granny, you've really outdone yourself this time. Look at me. Firstly, I stink. Then I've got a rotten coat, moldy boots, and... is that a cauliflower sticking out of my head?
Granny chuckled, her eyes twinkling.
It's all part of the disguise, my dear. Now go and be careful.
Lexi, now looking like a truly comical zombie, shuffled off towards the Moonshadow Mountains. As he walked, he practiced his best zombie groan.
Brains!
He muttered, trying not to laugh at himself. Soon he arrived at Morgaff's lair. The air was cold and eerie, and the shadows seemed to whisper secrets as he approached the entrance. The cave was just as he remembered, a labyrinth of dark, damp corridors leading to the heart of the mountain. As Lexi explored, he noticed the zombies shuffling around, performing boring tasks. Suddenly, he heard a voice booming through the lair.
Gibba, gabba, gobba-to-goo. Come to me, my undead crew.
It was Morgaff. At once, all the zombies walked with arms outstretched towards their master.
I must blend in.
Said Lexi to himself, and raised his arms and followed the zombies into the main chamber. Morgaff was standing on a chair, watching. His arms were folded and his glare terrifying. The air was filled with tension as the zombies assembled in ranks. Lexi, disguised and trying to remain inconspicuous, found himself standing next to Kevin, the lead zombie, who looked as nervous as a zombie could.
Very good.
Said Morgaff.
And now, inspection.
He hopped off his chair and began slowly walking through the ranks of zombies. His eyes glowed with a sinister light as he examined each one. He paused here and there, muttering to himself, seemingly satisfied with his minions. As Morgaff came closer, Lexi's heart pounded in his chest. But he kept his cool, remembering his training as a ninja pixie. Morgaff stopped directly in front of Lexi, his piercing gaze scanning him from head to toe. For a moment, it felt as if time stood still. Morgaff's eyes narrowed as he leaned in closer, his breath cold and stinky. Lexi, knowing he had to act the part, let out a groan.
Brains.
Morgaff straightened up and moved on.
Just another brainless minion.
He muttered, satisfied.
Very good.
He shouted,
Back to work, all of you.
Lexi breathed a silent sigh of relief.
All right, Lexi.
He said to himself.
You're in the heart of the lair. Remember, act natural. What's more natural than a zombie with cauliflower for a brain?
As he watched the zombies, he saw them doing ordinary tasks. Kevin, who was wearing ragged stripy pants and strangely long and flappy shoes, was trying to fix a broken shelf, while another zombie was sweeping the floor with a broom twice its size. The zombie didn't notice Kevin and swept Kevin off his feet with the broom. Kevin tumbled into the shelf, which fell right on top of him with a crash. Immediately, all the other zombies rushed to help Kevin from under the pile of wood. Said Lexi.
These guys are not the mindless creatures I had expected. These guys aren't so bad. Instead, they seem to have a sense of loyalty to each other. It's like they're friends. Look at Kevin. He really tried with that shelf. And that other zombie, well, she could use some lessons on how to use a broom, but she's giving it her best shot.
Lexi continued to talk to himself, his voice barely above a whisper.
They're not evil. They're just undead. And kind of funny, really. It would be wrong to destroy them. Maybe there's another way. Maybe if I use Morgaff's magical command.
Lexi began to form a plan. While Morgaff was asleep, Lexi overheard him snoring in his bed. Lexi kneeled down and whispered in the ear of the closest zombie.
Chibba, chabba, gobbity-goo. Come to me, my undead crew.
The zombie got up to her feet at once. Lexi whispered the same thing to the next zombie and the next, until all zombies had gathered.
Now follow me, my frightening friends,
He said, and started to lead the band of grisly zombies away. Kevin, with his stripy pants and flappy shoes, let out a low groan that sounded almost like a laugh. The other zombies followed Lexi, their shuffling footsteps echoing through the cave. The journey back to the village was challenging, but Lexi kept the zombies in line, guiding them through the dark forest. When they finally reached the village, the Snaggletonians were shocked.
Wait,
Lexi said,
we can't destroy them. They're just like us. Trying to stay alive. Well, dead actually. Undead? Whatever. You know what I mean. What if they join us? We can give them a new purpose.
Like what?
asked Sir Chuckle Nugget.
What if they work as waiters at the Glugging Gargoyle?
Said Granny.
Goethe always needs an extra hand.
Goethe Grimswill, the strong hobgoblin who ran the tavern, said,
As long as they follow the rules and there's no fighting, they can stay.
Everyone agreed that this was a brilliant idea. Lexi whispered something in Goethe's ear. Goethe nodded and said,
Gibber, gabber, gobber-tigoo. Come to me, my undead crew.
The zombies set off after Goethe. They quickly adapted to their new roles. Kevin became a favorite among the patrons. He had a knack for balancing trays of drinks and making everyone laugh with his clumsy antics. The other zombies found their places too, and soon the Glugging Gargoyle was more lively than ever. Morgaff Doomweaver, however, sensing the loss of his army, grew weaker. His dark presence still lingered in the shadows, but without his zombies, his power was greatly diminished. The Snaggletonians had learned an important lesson. They realized that their desire to destroy the zombies had been wrong. Instead, they found a way to live together, turning enemies into friends and strengthening their community.
Quiz time. Who was the necromancer causing trouble in Magimajura? A. Morgaff Doomweaver. B. Granny Gigglesnort. C. Sir Chuckle Nugget. Or D. Kevin the Zombie. And the answer is A. Morgaff Doomweaver. Question 2. What did Granny Gigglesnort do to Lexi to help him blend in? A. Turned him into a cat. B. Gave him a magic sword. C. Transformed him into a zombie. Or D. Made him invisible. And the answer is C. Transformed him into a zombie. Question 3. Why did Lexi laugh when he saw his zombie disguise? A. He looked like a knight. B. He had a cauliflower sticking out of his head. C. He had long purple hair. Or D. He was covered in sparkles. And the answer is B. He had a cauliflower sticking out of his head. Question 4. How did Lexi lead the zombies away from Morgaff's lair? A. He used a magic map. B. He followed a secret tunnel. C. He whispered a magical command to them. Or D. He disguised them as villagers. And the answer is C. He whispered a magical command to them. Question 5. What job did the zombies take up in the village? A. Farmers. B. Knights, C. Waiters at the Glugging Gargoyle, or D. Guards at the castle? And the answer is C. Waiters at the Glugging Gargoyle. Hey guys, if you like this episode, please share it with your friends and family. It is one of the best ways to support BKFK Storytime.